Negus, what's good, y'all, man? It's your boy Ace Macy, the Divine One. Tonight we are back in the temple and we are discussing meditation. All right. I've been planning on doing this video for a while now. All right, and I finally reached a point with it where I feel like it's so natural to me. It's just the thing with my approach to meditation. It's not the stereotypical way of meditation. It's more so what they call path working or shamanic journey. But this is the sauce. I guarantee you that. This is really you tapping into yourself, your subconscious mind, and understanding, becoming one with yourself. All right, because understand you are the one. All right, because let me get into it though. But the basis of it is understanding all is the mind. All right, so if one can control their mind, they can control their reality. Simple. All right, it's the as above, so below. You control your thoughts, you control your actions, because your thoughts will manifest into your actions, right? Also manifest emotions as well, and that in course will change your reality, because it's changing your whole makeup. It's changing the energy you project into the world, and therefore the energy you get back, that's reflected back to you. All right, but with meditation, it's such a, I call this the high science. All right, this is the sauce. All right, now in front of me I have this Ace of Swords tarot card. All right, it's a double-edged sword. There's so many interpretations. There's this picture has 1,000 words. That's the whole thing with tarot. But I'm using it more so magically and as a prompt. The energy of the Ace of Swords to help me get into this state of channel, get into this meditative state. All right, that's why I'm have it just out. I'm not necessarily decoding it, but one of these days I might get into a decode. Because what another thing I have in front of me is my sigil of Azazel. All right, my guy. All right, that was a darker energy, but I'm not going to show it because not everybody trying to tap in with the dark energies. But what I will say is this man's be putting Negus on the sauce. All right, especially with the journey. Shout out my man's Azazel. And this sigil got hella shit on it. I'm just gonna say it's hella energy coming from this. And bro he's in the sea right now, so Ace is really sitting back. But let's get into meditation. So let me start with how this video came about, because why I'm doing it now, because it's been on my mind, but why I'm doing it now, because early this morning I was up in channel, all right, talking to the ancients, and I was like, I finally decided, I came up with how I'm gonna do my videos, right? I was like, I'm gonna just go into meditation, go into a trance, whatever comes up. When I intentively say I want to do a video, get something out, I just need to do it probably once a week. That's the ritual. How do I get the idea for the video to do in that moment? Just get into that state, everything comes through. I know how to do that. It's very simple, and that's really what you're trying to do with meditation and with magic. You're trying to get into an altered brain state to get either information, knowledge, or certain abilities so you can do certain things. All right, it's a lot you can do with meditation. It's really limitless. All right, and I'm really explaining it from my perspective, the Ace way. That's why I call this the Ace of Swords edition. All right, so when I go into meditation, what I do first, it depends on what am I doing it for. Now, most people, when they're first find out of meditation, because let's start there. I want to make this for beginners and advanced. We're going to get to the journey, but let's start with the very basics, the very beginning. All right, breathing. All right, we're not going to get into the mantras, the om, the mudras. We're not going to get into that yet, but they do things. All right, so first it starts with the breath. Now, best advice I can give is in through the nose, out through the mouth. All right. Best advice I can give: if you ever take psychedelics, shrooms, breathe. If you take any type of drugs, breathe. If you're living in life and you're going through anything, breathe. All right. It's essential. All right. You need your oxygen. You need to pranayama first. Exactly. That pranic, omni pran. Shout out to one. That is first. Exactly. And that breath is essential. So, in through the nose, out through the mouth. The reason we don't go through the mouth and out the nose, or just through the mouth, is because you're gonna dry up your throat. All right, and you want your throat moisturized, because your throat, that water, elementally, esoterically, when it's I need some water right now. Shit, goddamn. It's hard to speak. The communication flows easier when you have that water. All right, like even if you sit by water, or you had just if you're sitting by water, running water, the thoughts flow much easier. You'll be tapping into the subconscious a lot more. That's why nature, it's a lot of things in nature that helps the mind. All right, and I'm gonna go over those as well, because it's all universal law, hermetic law. So, but with these breaths, so in through the nose, out through the mouth. I want you to do it together with me, all right? So I'm gonna do it one more time, but now I want y'all to pay attention to how your body feels now, then how does it feel after. All right, in through the nose. I feel amazing. Okay. I feel great. All right. But yeah, see, yeah, now I'm in alpha. So now we're traversing the brain states. But when you do these deep breaths, right, and you relax in your body, you're get into that deeper state of trance. You go into alpha state. Even when you smoke weed, go into alpha state. So you smoke herbs, go into alpha state. This is the realm of when you start getting into meditation. You got alpha, theta, delta. Delta is like when you're asleep. Theta is like when you're kind of like dreaming but journeying, as well as gamma. You can journey in gamma as well. But they all have their uses and purposes. But that's why I started doing the music meditations, because when I meditate, I want to see different things. Like when I listen to my beats, I hear how good it sounds. I can feel it, because when I make it, I base it off the feeling. So that same basing it off the feeling that I use to create is the same thing you do when you're going to meditate for any intention. All right. So even if you want to relax, to feel relaxed, all you need to do is let go of all the stress and let go of all the energy. So if you breathe in, you're mustering up all that energy, then you're letting it all out. Now another trick is, if you flex all your muscles, right, flex everything, toes, legs, abs, arms, neck, and then you release and sink. That feeling, if you can hold on that feeling, combine that with the breath, for me it's naturally when I breathe now, or that like combined feeling. And it may be automatic. I've been doing it for so long, but that letting go, that release of that tension, that's what you want. That flowness, because you're becoming nothingness. You're becoming that nothingness. You're becoming one with the all. All right, because you're everywhere. You're like just sitting back. You observe them. You realize you can observe the body and observe that you are not the body. All right. That's another key thing as well. That you are not the body, but your body may be telling you something. No, that is true. Now, another way to get into trance when meditating is sensing all the different parts of your body. So you can start from the crown or you can start from your feet, but you would do the breaths, right? Now, the thing with the breaths is some people, when people start with meditation, they may say hold in for 4 seconds, breathe in 4 seconds, exhale 4 seconds. I know I'm all out of order, but that really that's really advanced. Like I found out in pranayama, like they have like specific like breathing patterns for certain effects, but you don't need all that yet. Okay, starting off, all you need is just these simple breaths, that in through the nose, out through the mouth. It's simple. Okay, eyes open or closed, it doesn't matter. What I will say, when you go closed, it helps me because I don't have all this extra sensory around me. Now, if depending on the meditation, I may want all this around me, or I may want to focus on something around me. Depends on what I'm doing. Excuse me. Now, I see my man's Karmatic in the chat. He said, focus on the breath, withdraw from your senses. Now, here's the thing. The sauce I found, and this is what I picked up from the shrooms, focusing on the senses is what really does it. Because when you're in trance, what you're really doing is getting to you're letting go, but you're getting into a state of observation on one aspect, or you can get into a state of very deep focus. Okay, and when you get into that very deep state of focus with imagination, what they call imagination, now you're getting into the spirit world. All right, so like you said, focus on your breath and withdraw from your senses. What I say, I don't say focus on your breath. I just say breathe. I haven't said focus on your breath. I just said just breathe. All right, I said focus on the feeling. Okay, that's a big difference. If I breathe in through my nose, when I say focus on the feeling, I'm talking about how my skin feels, the area around there, the temperature changed, how the tension in my muscles is changing. And when I let go, I can feel the outside world. When I breathe in, it's like I can feel everything inside of me. That's a channel right now. That just came through right now. That's pretty profound. Now, but when I say focus on the senses though, feeling, touch, that's one of them. When I listen to music, when I listen to my beats, when y'all see me make my beats, or if y'all seen this video on my other channel, check out Aces Maceo. I'll be going live and making beats, healing music. But I be going in deep states of trance because I be so intense. Either I'm listening to that back pad and then I hear another melody in my head on top of the pad I'm hearing, and I'm adding that, adding drums, trying to get it right. That's that trance, especially with the loop and everything. That focus is really what you want. That's what you're really zoning in on with meditation. All right. But when you're listening, all right, so like example, when I first started meditating, after I was focusing on breaths, because when you first start out, I will say, yeah, you can start with your breaths. You can start with your breaths, but I'll say start with one of your senses. For me, listening is like a spiritual ability because I'm a music producer. If you're a music producer, it's a good chance you got some ability with your ears, some clairaudience. All right. Any type of musician. But you okay, yeah, that's all true. So when I was meditating early on, I would sit out in sun gaze, right? But my gateway to that trance state was listening to nature, was listening to birds. Now, it wasn't necessarily trying to figure out what they were saying, but it was me. The thought of what they were saying was coming up. If I was now thinking back on it, if I was to observe those thoughts, I was thinking, what the fuck is they saying? But my focus was on the sounds of them birds. Now, another exercise you could do, and this is one of my favorite, because this is going to expand your consciousness. This is what this meditation is going to do. It literally is going to expand your consciousness. That's because it's literally what you do. You can start with focus on your breath, just in through the nose, out through the mouth, right? Keep doing it till it becomes natural, right? Then shift your focus to, let's say we'll start with your body, all right? Start with your body. Then, and when starting with your body, you'll just go top of the head to the ears, to around your eyes, to your nose, to the mouth, chin, neck, shoulders, arms, hands, back of the hands, front of the hands, fingertips, heart, chest, abs, hip, sexual organs, thighs, knees, forearm, shins, calves, ankles, top of the foot, back of the bottom of the foot, your toes, toe tips. Now, if you focus on the sensing, like the feeling, going through all of those, then go back up, guarantee you're gonna be in a state. You're gonna be in a mean state from there. You're gonna be ready to do the sauce, all right? Because you're gonna be for sure in a trance. All right, and then after that, even if you want to take it even deeper, because like I said, we're building your awareness. That was one part to it. You could do that, just that part alone, just that of your body alone. But then when I say expanding your awareness, like I said, with the breaths, because it starts with the breath, all right? Starts with the intention, then it starts with the breath. Then go with the feeling, all right? Then you want to go to the outside world, right? So pick up what you just want to observe. You don't necessarily want to try and decode nothing yet. You just want to observe and know that, okay, I'm picking up on this, the scope of it all, because you're realizing this you are the mind, right? You're not even the mind, you're the spirit within the mind. Mind is just a transmitter that is within the body, right, in this world, okay? So you may start hearing birds. For right now, for me, I live by a highway, right? So I could hear the trucks and shit passing. When I record that part of music, y'all probably can't hear it, but I can hear it. Now, if I just sit here and listen to them trucks pass and focus, the key word is that I'm focusing on just that noise, that continuous ambience, right? What's gonna happen is I'm gonna go into a trance, and then from my subconscious, this is when we get into it. From your subconscious, thoughts, symbols, visions are gonna start coming up. All right. What people say in meditation is observe your thoughts. They are 100% correct. You want to observe your thoughts because you don't want to. What people say is control your mind, go into straight silence. You can do that, but what I'll say is let those thoughts run free. Just let them run. Just let them flow. Just let them and just observe them. Just let them go. See what they're talking about. See where it leads you. May come out with something profound. All right. May get into a whole vision. May seem like a dream, like a daydream. But what you're doing is subconsciously journeying, okay? You're subconsciously doing it. Your subconscious is speaking to you. So when you go to sleep, you're doing the exact same thing, because this is natural to the mind and your makeup, okay? It's the brain states. You're just shifting it through the breath. When you go to sleep, y'all niggas, some of y'all be snoring. This girl told me I was snoring. I was like, ain't no fucking way. She sent the vid. I said, damn, that's tough. But When you going to sleep, you doing the exact same thing. All right, the same. Your subconscious is still talking to you. So whether you're having a dream, everything you're seeing is symbolic. Everything you're seeing is you. I want you to understand that as well. Everything you're seeing is you. Okay. And then let's talk about the dreams. Everything. Damn, what the fuck was I saying? But path working, sleep, dreams. Okay, so everything is all right. There we go. Everything is symbolic, right? And then you have everything is symbolic the same way it would be in a journey or a guided meditation. So if you used to look up a guided meditation, what they would lead you to is open-ended. They ask a lot of open-ended questions, or they would tell you. Let me give you an example of a guided meditation, because I don't really do them in the sense of I don't do them from YouTube. All right, understand? I'll work directly with the ancients, with the spirits. All right, with the inner self. All right, so I'll do meditations that they give me, or if I pick up on someone else, another practitioner's meditation that they give, I will try it out, and it's all profound because I understand how the mind works with these symbols. So, like example, here's one that I came across subconsciously. All right, because what I was doing was sitting in meditation one day. All right, and all I did was look up. Because what I realized what I was doing was I had put myself in a nature setting, like my environment in a nature setting. Like I was sitting there breathing, but I could see, I was making myself, instead of just hearing it, I made myself hear nature. So I could hear the birds, hear the rustling of the trees, the wind going through the trees, coming from the trees on a deep note. The squirrels, the leaves, the fallen leaves. Okay. And what I did was, not physically I didn't look up, but astrally I looked up and I said, oh, there's a sky. Okay. But the thing with the sky was it wasn't clear. It was a different color. It was I think the first time I did it, I think it was purple. It was like a purplish reddish. All right. But what came from that meditation was, okay, if I have someone go into a trance, right? And then I tell them, I want you to look up. And what do you see? What that is going to tell me is the mind state of, or it's going to tell you, really, it's going to tell you, because you really can do this yourself. You can go into trance yourself and ask, because this is the intent. You want to see where your mind state is, how you're doing. Just go into a trance, go into an environment, and then look up at the sky. And what do you see? Just what do you see? Maybe cloudy, maybe raining, it may be a clear day, it may be snowing. You may be in a park, you may be in the desert, you may be in a city, you may be in the future, you may be in the past. It could be anywhere. But the question is, in that moment, what did you see? Okay. That's telling you a lot about where your mind is at. Now, another level to it is everything everywhere all at once, because the past, present, and future is all happening right now. The past and the future are the time is goes in a circle, right? It's cynical. Goes in cycles. Is it not cynical, but it goes in cycles. Okay. Time goes in cycles. All right. So the past and the future are really just happening right now. Okay. And so everything is happening all at once. So Remember that. Remember that. Okay, so when I did it, the other day I went into meditation, right? And when I go into meditation, I'll be going straight open-minded. I just want to see what is spirit trying to show me, what is my subconscious trying to tell me, what's the word, what's the goal, where are we going, what's next? All right, so I went into meditation, and usually, because everybody, when you get into the practice, they'll tell you to start building your astral temple, and this is this place that you go astrally. Every time you go in astrally, and you can do things in astral. You can do magic in the astral temple. You can meet deities. You can meet your ancestors in the astral temple. You can do healing in the astral temple. It's a lot you can do in the astral temple. All right, a lot of stuff you can do there. The limit only is limited by your mind and your creativity. All right, that's the only limit. And your understanding, your knowledge base. I'll say your understanding is another level to it as well. But when I went this time, usually what'll start, and this is what profound. Shout out my nigga Pyman, because him and Azazel are the two that really put me on this meditation, the shamanic journeying shit, like on a subconscious level. Like I literally learned it directly from them, like legit. So what Azazel had me do was, let me start with Azazel because this is how it started first. He would have me go into trance, like how I told you, I start with the in through the nose, out through the mouth, because I knew that part already. I knew how to relax. So, but at that point, what I started realizing, if you don't think about the thoughts, and you probably instead try controlling your mind, or you control your mind through the intent, right? What you can do is open up a portal, or you can bring up a doorway, right? I would say see a door, and then you go through this door, right? When you go through this door, you're in a whole nother world. You're in a whole different mind space. You're in a whole different dimension, okay? Same way in the Matrix. Same way. Same exact shit. You can literally do that, all right? Or for me, what happened was I seen like pillars. Not a pillar, well, it was a pillar. It could either be pillars or a pillar. It just depends on the way you look at it. But it's perspective. But I'll call it a portal, because what I'll do is then go through it, and then once I go through it, the scene will start coming. I'll start, one of the senses will tell me where I'm at. Whether I'll start seeing it, I'll start hearing some, and then eventually it'll start the whole world to build, and I'll dive in. All right, now while I'm here real quick, let me pause real quick and talk about these senses, right? So we have me. I want to show y'all this, because Queen of Pentacles right there, because this is a very key thing. Actually, nah, we're gonna use the Devil card. We're gonna use the Devil card. This is a very key thing, because this is, like I said, focus on your senses, because your senses are what make up your reality, okay? Senses make up your perception. What you hear, what you see, what you taste, what you feel. See, touch, taste, feel, smell, and what you smell. Shout out to Infernals, they love fucking smell. Shout out to aromatherapy, real sauce right there. Real sauce. You want to talk about getting into mind states? Aromatherapy and some incense. Do not use it just to mask the smell of the gas, or to mask the smell it might be stinking in your damn house. I'm telling you, use it, tap in with spirit. You can manifest some shit with some incense. You can do a lot. But I'm bringing up this Devil card because this Devil card, now this Devil card has many interpretations, right? But I'm gonna interpret it this way. Shout out Pan, RP, Brother Panic, the great God, the GOAT God. Because when he taught meditation, he said, he started with the apple, right? He said, focus on this apple, okay? And with this apple, he said the point of the meditation is literally to build all your senses, your astral, your psychic senses. So he said, you want to see it in your mind, right? That's what most people start. They'll just try and see it. But he said, if you really want to see it, he said, You want to feel it. You want to feel how it, you want to feel that apple in your hands. You want to hear the crunch of it. You want to smell that apple. You want to taste that apple, okay? Now, that meditation was very profound for me because when I did it, right, when I did it, it developed into much more, okay? It developed into a lot more. I'm gonna put this on Patreon. I'm gonna clip this out, but this is a Patreon because this is sauce, all right? The meditation when I did it was, I seen the apple, right? Because when I was doing the regular apple meditation, right? And then at the time I was working with Bobby Hemmett. This is right around when I first was learning like how to channel like from spirit, right? And so I was working with Bobby Hemmett, and Bobby Hemmett was telling me, nigga, yeah, work on that apple, nigga. He had me that, and then we was reading the Illuminatus. And then in the Illuminatus, what they had was a concept of the golden apple. And the golden apple was like, I think it was connected to like Lakshmi or the pineal. I forgot what it was exactly. But just know it was power, okay? Because instead of having just a regular red apple, seeing and experiencing that golden apple, I don't think I really understand. Mythology, in the base of lore and mythology, that golden apple is going to have more power over that red apple anytime. Now, even over here right now, I can't pull it from this altar right here, but I got some apples over here, and they're called cosmic apples. When you look at them, they literally look like they got stars on them, like they're literally cosmic. Okay, do y'all see the power I'm talking about? When you can get real specific, real intentional with these things, with what you're eating, with what you're doing, what you're working with, okay? So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't get it just to start with a red apple or even seeing a green apple will work if you want to go with healing. I'm sauce, boy. I'm sauce. What? It depends on your intention. So with that golden apple, crown chakra, motherfucking boom. I'm telling you, that was a very profound time in my life. Even right now is a very profound time in my life, like really. But that golden apple, the reason I can't let that out in the public is because not even niggas is ready for that power, bro. Some people do not be ready for that power. Stop eating meat like 3 years ago, plant based. I don't know about that. Right now, I chilled out on the meat, but right now I'm doing like chicken only, and even if I eat chicken, it's only like once, twice a week. But I'm really just going off the fruits right now. Could you manifest the smell of gas? Yeah, you can manifest anything. Can you manifest? Yeah, that's simple. I love the smell of petroleum. Most people like the smell. Well, I don't know about most people, but some people like the smell of gas, petroleum, like me. Just the smell of it, that just smell amazing. I'm like, good lord. But easy to manifest because I know I already like it. I could bring that up instantly. But your diet, the only thing with your diet really doesn't change much. I want y'all to understand what does is what's in your body in the sense of weight and energetically, in the sense of, so example, for the past 2 days, well, not today because today I've been eating, but yesterday and the day before, I really did not eat for real. Yesterday I broke my fast, but before that, bro, I was on like 36 hours and my intuition was peak. I thought my intuition peaked during the eclipse, not the most recent one, but there was eclipse before earlier this month. My shit was like that. It still is like that. It's even probably greater at this point right now. But my shit was on. Oh my goodness, that shit was top tier. I might eat something like a little dairy, but it ain't yours. All right, but let me get back to this. Let me get back to this apple, right? Back to these senses. All right, so with the apple, right? So what Panic was trying to get people to understand and tap into with that meditation was that you're building your world through your perception through the five senses. Because what he would show all the time is the Baphomet symbology, and people always want to be dark, and they would always have the devil with the go head. But if y'all understand, y'all see this pinnacle up here. Y'all see that pinnacle up there, right? The star. that is representative of the element Earth. All right, and when we get into elements, the elements are what make up reality. So you have fire, air, water, and earth. So I'm just using this 6 pentacles as an example, but you see the pentacle, it also looks like a star. Also, it looks like the human body. If you put your body out, you're gonna look like a star. And really, if you've heard my music, and you know me, you already know you are a star. You are the spirit light, star light inside of the body. You are a star seed falling from heaven, from the spirit world into the flesh. You fell from heaven to hell, earth. They say the lower dimension. Now you're here. Okay, so that's the breakdown on that. You said you meant the smell of gas, not car gas. Even easier, but that's what I'm saying. That's even easier. That's what I'm saying. Like that's not hard, bro. I want y'all to understand this, that this is not hard. You make it hard. You make it hard. You are the only thing that will be making it hard for yourself. Because the thing is, you can use your memory, but you don't want to necessarily use memory. You just want to produce the sound, produce the smell. Now you can use external stimuli to help you. It does help. Like that's why, like I said, with the incense, it helps a lot. All right, but that 5-pointer star, that pentacle, that's the decode and the meaning behind that, and what Brother Panic was talking about with that apple meditation. Okay, and because I'm trying to bring it back to, all right, so I'm trying to bring it back to that path working. Okay, so the path working, when I had I said I went through the portal, right? So like I said, after that, it was for my senses. My senses led the way. So when I go into the temple, what I'll start is I'll go to like a bridge. In my shit, there's like a bridge, right? Now I never knew the decode on this bridge until recently, right? Until bro really explained it to me. He was like, let me explain it first. So basically, when you're going over to cross this bridge, right? First, I'll hear a jungle, because it's in. All right, let me just explain like this. So where my astral temple is, this shit is like on an island, right? Y'all niggas better not pull up on this bitch. Do not try. Y'all do not. For your own safety. All right, but my shit's on like an island, right? And it's like a tropical island, got a volcano and shit, all types of shit on there, right? I haven't even explored the whole shit, but that's the point. It's like exploring your own subconscious. All right, that's my perspective on it. That's how I see it. All right, and then, so when I go into that meditation, when I went through this portal, I started hearing the jungle. So when I start hearing the jungle noises, so like that's all the birds, motherfucking tigers, snakes and shit. I know, okay, I'm in the jungle. I know exactly when I heard that, I know exactly where I am. That's telling me, okay, I'm going to the temple. All right, because remember I told y'all I went in open-minded. All right, I know where I was going to go, but usually in meditation, it depends on where energy pulls me. So my faith takes me to where it's needed at the time. All right, so I was okay, so we're going to the temple. So after I was hearing all the noises, the next thing that came up was the view of a bridge, but it was like a gorge, it was like a gorge in the middle, like a ravine, right? And the bridge was not the most built bridge. I really need to go up in there and fix the bridge. I need to actually go in there and do some temple building and upgrade that bridge. That's really what I need to do. That'd be some high magic. But I was going across this bridge. It was a little fucked up, right? It had some missing steps and shit. Was hung up by a rope and stick and nails. I don't know how I made it across. But I'm looking down and shit, and I was like, I don't need to be looking down. I just need to get to the other side. So I'm taking my steps. All right, and I get to the other side. I don't even look back. All right, and then when I get to the other side, I'm pretty much set in at that point. At that point, I can feel the weather in that motherfucker. I can feel the breeze. I can hear the water from the ravine below behind me and shit crashing into rocks. All right, and then next thing that happened was I seen there was this hill when I got to the other side of this bridge. I seen there was a hill, so I started walking up the bridge. There's grass on the side. It's a dirt road, and then on the other side of this hill, like on kind of on the top, you get to the top and then you're going down, but you're not at the bottom. You're just right past the top, and then there was like this little kiosk, and there was this board. The kiosk was looking like a Chinese or Japanese like a stand, like a shop, like a little shop, like a little witch shop, a little shaman shop. I don't know. I ain't go to the kiosk. I still haven't gone to that kiosk yet. But I did check out this board. Now, when I went to the board, it was all types of shit. It was like all types of postings, pictures, words. Now, in the words, what I noticed was it wasn't no English. It was all Japanese. It was all Japanese. All right, and I think I made out one word. If I go on my notes, I'll be able to find it, but it's not in my conscious right now for the memory. But if I go on my notes, I'll find it. But I remember it was Japanese. But when I seen it was Japanese, that what that told me was that this meditation was from Paiman, because for me, I connect Paiman with a lot of Eastern. Well, I say West because his element is, or his cardinal direction is West. But he's like, when his energy is like, and his gnosis to me comes through, and is connected to a lot of like anime or like Eastern philosophy or culture. Okay, it's like Taoism, a lot of that, because he talks a lot in like proverbs or like really in symbology. In America, he'd like pimp talk, symbology, pimp talk. That's how me and my nigga Koot say it's like a pimp talk. He talk like that, straight code, talking straight code. But that's how I talk. I'm talking straight symbology a lot. When I'm not explaining like this, at least. This is my Azazel, because when I start breaking down the science. When I get into my art bag, that's when I'm on my Paiman. But that was very profound, because I understand how what I was able to do there with that little short meditation. That shit probably was like 5 minutes. All that information, all that just happened right there, how I explained it, was like probably 3 minutes in real time. But I was observing and picking up on all this at the same time. Now the bridge, the symbology of the bridge, what was that? What was the meaning behind that? What Paiman told me was, you're crossing the bridge from your conscious to the subconscious. You're getting past fears, because that was a fucked up ass bridge. Niggas was not. So for niggas to cross that bridge took a lot of courage, confidence. All right. And fearlessness. Went straight across the bridge. When you cross that bridge, you're also unifying masculine and feminine parts of your brain. That unification, that harmony, that's when it's kicking, boy. That's when it's sauce. That's when you in there. Okay. So cross that bridge. Now you're there. Now you have this hill. Now spirit always gives me the symbol of like a mountain. Let's think of like the sign Capricorn, right? The sign Capricorn, or should the devil with the devil horns. The devil is a goat. So the mountain goat is about success, because they will. Have y'all seen a mountain goat try and climb a mountain? Just look up a picture and see how crazy that shit looks. But they make it to the top. They succeed. All right. And that's the point. It's about that level of they getting that shit done. It's just simple like that. It's that level of getting that shit done. All right, I'm gonna get to y'all questions. In a minute. I just got to get this shit out. I'm gonna get to y'all questions though. So I'm bringing out Capricorn mountain. So that mountain. If you can make it over the mountain, right? If you make it to the mountaintop, it's like you're achieving a goal. It's like you're achieving something. You're accomplishing something. It's like you're accomplishing a hard task, a challenge. All right, because trying to climb a mountain is some hard shit. Do you have what it takes to climb Mount Everest? Them boys who climb Mount Everest, they are like that. I do have to, bro, shout out to them boys. They are like that. And shout out to the ones that we lost trying to even get up there, because they had the balls to even attempt it. Alright, trying to climb up any of them mountains, and any of them in that crazy ass, what, the K2, Kilimanjaro, all any of them. Alright, it takes a lot. It's very commendable. Alright, shout out those. But that mountain represents a obstacle, a challenge, and you overcoming it by reaching the top and overcoming it. All right, so for me right now, what I've been picking up lately, Paima has been telling me, as well as Santa Morte, shout out Santa Morte, she's been telling me, learn multiple languages. Okay, because one thing I want to do is I want to learn multiple, I want to know multiple languages. English is cool, but as a mage, as a magician, I really need to be using, magically I need to be using multiple languages, because like multiple languages, different languages like Coptic or Hebrew are like cosmic. Like Hebrew is really based on the stars. Okay, so that shit is very powerful magically. If you was to write a spell, invocation, in anything in Hebrew, doing it through the gematria, any of that. Okay, so that's one level to it. But on a practical level, if you know multiple languages, you know how much sauce you got, bro. You're him, bro. If you know multiple languages, I can't even cap. You're really that guy, or that gal. You're really like that. You're a top tier human, because that shit is not easy. Especially when you think of the scope of the mind. This is what I'm saying. It just is really about expanding the mind and the capability of one's mind. Okay. So like when I seen it was in all Japanese, I want to learn how to read and speak Japanese. Now, when I was back watching anime heavy, it was a certain point where I started with dubbed, then I went to subbed. And then there was a certain point when I was watching sub is that I didn't even need the subtitles. It was like I don't know if it was because I was reading up on all the body language, or like I could subconsciously hear what they were saying sometimes. All right, just over watching and listening for so long, that repetition. Okay, I'm gonna get into repetition in a minute. I need to explain that as well from Panic. That's another key thing. But that repetition from hearing anime and subbed all the time is like, eventually, bro, you can just listen to it and it sound like a normal conversation. Now, I haven't watched anime or listened to anime in it's been years, bro. But I need to tap back in, because Yu Yu Hakusho decode coming soon, because that profound. That Yu Yu Hakusho is the spiritual journey. We will talk about that another day as well. Okay. And then with Santa Muerte, learning Spanish. Spanish is from English is the easiest language to learn. If you're going from English to another language, the easiest one would be probably Spanish. Okay, and work with Santa Muerte, you need to know Spanish, or should know is the better way to say it. All right, and then you have all these other languages. Like I don't want to just stop with just Spanish or just Japanese. Even Japanese itself is a complicated language to learn. It written and spoken. It's Japanese is very complicated. I got a guy that I work with it, and he said he'd been learning Japanese for like 4 years. He said that shit is not easy. But then you got Hebrew. That's another one I want to learn, especially when you're dealing with Kabbalah. You definitely want to know Hebrew if you're dealing with Kabbalah. But it's a whole nother level of profound knowledge and information that you get access to. All right, Sanskrit in the Hindu text, it's another one. Being able to read those mantras, not in English or turned into like English lettering, but actually in Sanskrit, and be able to say it from reading it in Sanskrit naturally, just knowing it. I'm telling you that the expansion of mind, the power of the mind, is limitless. And that is something I need to get to. And that's a little task. I know it's gonna be a little task, but let's say that's a mission they got me on. Now I'm taking the first steps. I need to download Duolingo. That's part of my first step, is download Duolingo. Just make it simple. Start from Duolingo. I still got my old notes from Spanish class from high school and middle school. I still got all my notes, the whole folder. I got the whole shebang, so I could pull that out too. But definitely multilingual ace coming soon. Multilingual ace coming soon. Soon is, in spirit terms, soon could be tomorrow. Soon could be 10 years. We'll see though. We'll see though, bro. But I'm definitely, it's happening though, for sure. It's definitely happening. Learning cuneiform. Oh, you tapping in for sure. This nigga said learning cuneiform. Hey, the ancients, the Infernals just looked up like, that nigga say cuneiform. Hey, that old Mesopotamian, that ancient right there, for real. Learning cuneiform, now that's a task. I ain't gonna okay. That's gonna be a real. There's so many languages very good, but the key is take it one step at a time, one day at a time, one language at a time, one word at a time, one sentence at a time, one paragraph at a time, one book at a time. Simple. As much sauce there is out here, especially from my perspective, but there's so many things to tap into and learn from that one can learn from. But best thing to do is cross-reference and see if they relate. If they relate, use both, or see how they may the concepts may interchange. Because see, here what we're about to start doing is book studies. We're about to really get on these book studies, and we're going to be doing a lot of reading. Okay, a lot of reading. But yeah, that path working profound. Anything else on it? But can y'all see the point I'm getting to with why? That was still from the subconscious level. I explained that was astral temple, and I said, yeah, y'all can heal in there. Y'all can talk to deities, talk to your ancestors in there. Here's another meditation you can do. Path working, because that's what we call it, is a path working, or journeys. Path working is the better word for it, this one. So what you want to do is focus on your breaths. Focus on your breaths. Well, start with the breaths. All right, get into a trance, relax, let go. Okay, I'm gonna start doing guided meditations, so it can help y'all a little bit more, because the wording is key. Certain things in the subconscious spawn certain reactions. Okay, because it speaks in symbols, certain connotations. But start in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, relax, get into a little trance. All right, then what you want to do is you want to focus and see yourself in a white room. See yourself in an all white room. Really, it could be either a room or nothingness, a white void. So just see white all around you, just nothingness, a white void all around you. If you've seen a SpongeBob, they had an episode where they're just in a white void. When I edit this, I'll put a picture up. Or in a Family Guy, they had Stewie and Brian. They were outside of time. That's where I got the idea for this. They were outside of time, and it was just a white void. Okay, it was just purely just them. All right. And now, whenever I start my meditation, this is the first thing I do. It's the first place I go. All right. See white nothingness all around me, and what it does is it just clears this matrix. You literally get out of the matrix. I remember in the Matrix when they was really in that white void. That's another scene. They was in the white void. They were in nothingness, in a white room. They're out of the matrix, all the distractions of the world, Twitter, social media, all that shit. None of that shit matters at this point. None of that, the online shit doesn't matter. None of the shit you got going on in your house matters. None of the shit you got on with your mom, with your brother, with your sister, with your dad, nigga. Nothing matters, right? You're just in nothingness. Nothingness is just you. Came in this bitch just you. Leaving in this bitch just you, okay? So, go into this motherfucking zone. Nothingness. From there, it's a playground. So, let me tell y'all some ways of how you can use this, okay? So for me, when I go to the movies, right, and there may be people in the movie theater, which most of the time nowadays in 2023, most people ain't going to the movie theater, so it'll be empty for the most part. But for some movies, like when I went to go see Endgame, or when I went to go see Spider-Man, I had to pull this John out. it was deep in there. But the whole point was I needed to get into my own zone. I had to forget about everybody being around me, because I'd be in the movie theater taking notes, and I can't be taking notes worrying about if motherfuckers looking at me or nothing. Or I need to focus on just the movie, the information I'm getting from it, the light from it, and decoding it. That's all I go in there and focused on. All right, interpreting messages, taking it all in. So I'll go in there, I'll see myself in my seat, either first person or third person. I'll say start first person. First person always works. Third person will work as well, I'll say, but first person is probably more powerful though, because it's your experience. All right, you're not necessarily doing it to any. Now I'm getting too advanced. Let me hold myself back. Yeah, let me hold off, because that's getting advanced. When you get into third person, you can do some shit with third person, but you do this one, do it first. Even when you're doing it at your own whiteboard. But if you can do it third person, all I'm gonna say is that says a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. If you can see yourself third person, that says a lot. Just meditate on that. But first person, all whiteboard, and boom, you're in this trance, you're in this locked in zone. Okay, when I'm at the movies, what I'll do is I'll zone out everybody. I'll turn the surroundings, everything white, so like everything will like dissipate. I'll see the world around me, right, but then I'll see it dissipate into white nothingness, void. But I'll still keep the movie screen there, because that's the focus. I still want the movie screen. I still want to get that light. That's where my focus is going, and that's where I'm getting light from. So at that point, I'll come out of that visualization, meditation, that path working. Then now we're experiencing the movie. We're writing the notes. That's simple. That's one way. Now let's get into actual meditation, or practical way you can use it. Now let's say you're in a space that you're not so comfortable in, or you're trying to zone out. You're trying to get in your own little world, right? Do that meditation and come right out. Get on your phone, start drawing, writing, because it's very good if you want to just creating as well. That'll work as well. That just came through. But the chaos, I can hear it in my voice, the chaos. I excuse myself. But okay, all right. I had to remember where the next point was. All right, so after you understand the essential point is just forget about the outside world. All right, get into your own zone, get into your mode. All right, now when you're in this white space, what you can do, like I said in my path working earlier, I seen a portal, went through the portal, it took me to this path where it took me to a whole nother path of working. It was a dream inside a dream. I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio. See, that's really what happened. That's the funny part. I'm thinking about it. That's funny. But dream inside a dream. And then you can do it that way, Or even if you was in that white void, you could have a door pop up. It doesn't have to be a portal. Like I said, have a door pop up. Now when you go through that door, you go into another room. In this room, all your ancestors is posted up. Or you go into this room, it could be a field with the ancestors. Or have the intention, this is what you really do, have the intention that this portal or this door is going to send me to my ancestors. You go through it, you're going to tap in with them on the other side. You are going to tap in with them. Because understand, you already got into that trance first. You already zeroed out the world. You already went to the nothingness, to the void. You are outside of time now. Understand, you are not the body. You are straight just the spirit. So now out of this, with your intention, this door is going to send me to my ancestors. You go through this door, through this portal. This door is going to send me to the infernal realm. This door is going to send me to Pyman's house. This door is going to lead me to hidden treasure. Now when you get to this door and go to the other side, understand what you're going to be seeing is very symbolic. It's going to be either very symbolic or something with the ancestors. That may be something that an environment that you're fond of, that you know of, or you may not know of, because you may go and meet up with some ancient ancestors or some newer ancestors. Be specific. You can be specific, because if you be open-ended, you'll find some ancient shit. You're going there, you be like, who is these niggas? Who is these motherfuckers? Motherfuckers in full tribal wear. I went through the portal one time, man. Motherfuckers was at the campfire. Them motherfuckers was lit, smoking the tobacco, smoking on Dutchess, smoking on Dutchman, smoking on that tobacco. Shout out to the ancient chiefs. But it's a lot you can do, man. It's a lot you can do with this path, working with this meditation, man. This is my favorite part of spiritual work. This is the work. I want y'all to understand that this is the work. This is the sauce. All right, because understand, if I can do this for myself, right, I know for a fact you can do this for others as well. You can do this for yourself, so you can tap into your subconscious and open up your subconscious as well. And there's ways for me, because I'm also a reader, a psychic, coming to find as being a shaman as well. If you're gonna put titles on it, that's the thing. My thing is, I just be doing shit, bro. I really just be doing shit, and I be trying to understand how can I ground this information, ground all this knowledge, this light, right? So then that's when we get into all these titles and all these different paths and concepts. All right, that's the only thing with that one. But one can guide you through your own mind. Okay, that's how I need to say it. Because me myself, I may not be able to go into your mind, right? But I would be able to go into the Akashic records and go into your files. I would be able to do that. Actually, Cap, I can go into your mind. One can go into your mind. I'm just not going to explain how. I'm not going to go explain how. And you don't need to be worrying about how they can either. I want you to know another thing. Get on your definitely your psychic defense. Okay, definitely get on your psychic defense. That's gonna be my next part of this, and that's gonna be my next part, because something that may be blocking people in meditation is anxiety, okay, or fear. So in Magick, what people will do is they'll have all these safeguards in place, but really just to ease the ego and calm down the ego. Like what they'll say is everything on the altar is really just to make the ego work. I say it's both. I always go with it's both. So like example, you got water. You got main key things you're gonna have on the altar are the elements. You're gonna have fire, so that's a candle. You're gonna have water, so some water. Earth, so that may be a crystal, and then you'll have air, so that may be some incense, right? Now, all those are like prompts for the mind to get into a certain mind state of consciousness. All right, so like with deities, with different spirits, they have all these different correspondences. Certain deities like certain types of incense, certain deities like certain crystals, some deities like certain drinks, and all these different things help one get into a certain consciousness, certain frequency that is aligned with them. Okay, that is the sauce. That is the whole point of correspondence and path working. It's the synchronicity, the harmony of all those symbols. All right, because they're, at the end of the day, everything really is a symbol. All right. Like when I see purple, first thing I think of every time is Prince. When I see purple. But see, this is how it gets profound. I'm gonna show you how multi-layered it gets. So it may start with Prince, but understand, it may start with Prince, but Prince is who I learned how to channel from, like how to really channel spirits and talk to spirits from, how to see the symbology and know when spirits is in the building. Okay, Prince in the building right now. And then another thing with that purple is at the crown chakra. Okay, so that crown chakra, you're connected to the universe. That's when you would get into that state of channel. Your psychic abilities, that's your third eye, but when you're connected to the universe and in the state of channel, that's that crown, because you're getting that download of information. If you go into the Akashic records, you're pulling down information, that's that crown. The psychic things, even when you're up, visions, dreams, even when it's path work and meditation, that's third eye. Okay. It was something, bro. It was something about them elements, bro. It was something about them elements. Oh, okay. I was talking about all the safeguards they put out to try to ease the ego. But another thing for people to do, because the whole point of this is really, eventually, I'm getting to the point of magic. All right, because that's what I really am about, is the magic of this shit. All right, the shamanism, the spiritual work, the mysticism, that's my approach to it. But the magical aspect to it is the fun part of it. But it's all about understanding it. So I'm giving y'all the mystic and the science aspect of that. So magically, they'll say, when you go in to do any type of ritual, any type of working, protection, you need your protection. Okay. How does one protect themselves? How does one protect themselves? That's the question I propose to y'all. Magically, spiritually. Now, using the elements, this is literally a channeled ritual. This is very simple. Using the elements. This is literally my foundation and formula for making any ritual spell. Black candle. That's the fire element. That black is everything. Black is all colors. Okay, understand that. Black is all colors. So it's going to absorb everything. It absorbs energy. That's what black does. Then you have air. What incense? Me personally, if I'm dealing with my ancestors, call it some ancestral protection, I'm going to use some Nag Champa. Or a special one for me is dragon's blood. Okay? You find out the one that's for you. Do not just use what I'm saying. That Nag Champa, though, that's a good one. That Nag Champa will work for any ancestral spirits. Any ancestral spirit. But find the one that's for you as well. And then go with some water. Some water with some sea salt in it. That sea salt, it was a little bit of the earth element, but that sea salt is protective. Okay, salt, it has protective elements in it. And then for earth, you can get a black crystal, tourmaline, obsidian. Boom, there you go. You got a whole protection. That's a protection ritual right there. That's a protection ritual. That's a whole protection ritual right there, okay? Now the meditation you would do. Here's the thing. Here's the meditation you would do. So even when you get all those elements, you get the candle, you get everything right. You could, just lighting it ain't gonna do nothing. I want y'all to understand. Just lighting it ain't gonna do nothing. There's other things you gotta do with those elements. You gotta work the elements All right, you got to work the spell. Okay, now we get into witchcraft. All right, so what I would do, there's many things you could do in this sense with a protection ritual. It really depends on the spell you're doing, on what to do. But simply, the easiest thing to do and is universal is path working, meditation, journeying. Use it magically. Instead of you're doing it subconsciously, now you're using it intentionally. You're controlling the mind. You're creating your reality as the magician does so. You pull this magician card out now. Let me pull this magician card out, because we get into it now. Alright, you're creating your reality. Alright. From Kether to Malkuth. So, oh shit, them lost cards and shit. But alright, so yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh yes, okay. So you're creating your reality, right, with the journeying and meditation. And the first principle, Hermetic law, is all is the mind. Okay. So what you would do is you would light your incense, light your candle. You don't gotta drink the water. you can hold the crystal in, just hold both your hands. All right. So when you get the magic, then you get into, because your right hand is like receiving, giving energy, your left hand is taking energy out. But in this case, we'll just hold both, right? And you don't necessarily got to focus on the crystal. You would want to have it cleansed and charged already. I would say that you would want to cleanse it and charge it before, as well as you want to consecrate and charge all the items. All right, you want to consecrate all the items. Consecrate and charge all the items. All right, I got a video on that on my Patreon. This might be on my Patreon as well. I don't know. I might put this part up. This is simple. I might just put this one up. But how to consecrate, that's on my Patreon. I might put it up. We'll see, but because it's sauce. That's what I'm saying. It's sauce. This ain't for everybody. That's what I'm saying. This shit is not for everybody. It's only for those who are seeking it. But this is simple because anyone can do it, and you probably niggas ain't already doing this. They not. They not. But it's very simple. There's none. This is protection, man. This is essential. This is where you would start. Actually, you would start with cleansing, then you would go into this one. Except cleansing would be white. That's the only difference would be between this ritual and a cleansing ritual. The color would be white. So instead of using a black candle, you would use a white candle. Instead of using black tourmaline and obsidian, you would use like selenite or clear quartz. Yeah, you use selenite or clear quartz. And then for the incense, I'd say use frankincense, camphor, copal. Yeah, that copal is that shit. That copal, oh my god, yes. That's at the birthday fuck with that copal. And then for the water, you could just use clear water. All right. And then what you would do, simply put, that was for it was a cleansing ritual. Now there's more aspects to a cleansing ritual. I would have to do another video on, but I want y'all to meditate and figure it out for yourself for now, because y'all really need to, because that's the only way you're really gonna learn. If you're not, as well as not just go ahead doing the ritual itself. That's another way you learn. Just go ahead doing the magic, you'll learn on the spot. Facts. Especially if you're a past life magician, should come right forth. But with this black candle and meditating, journeying, what you would do is you would start by looking into the flame, right? So you would light the candle, light the incense. All right, you're doing your breath work in through the nose, out through the mouth, getting into that trance, right? And you're just staring into the candle. That's the first thing you do, is you're gonna stare into the candle. Not focusing on your breath, you're focusing really on just the candle. But make sure you breathe. Your breathing is natural when you're in the trance, you're in that focus. You'll know you're in a focused state, in a trance state, with your eyes open when they start getting teary. That's when you'll know you're in a trance. When that happens, all right, the flame, there's a little side note, the flame itself, the flickering of it, is going to help the mind get into a state of trance. Okay, that's what the flame flickering does. It helps to get into a trance. That's why you're staring into it. Now when you're looking in this candle, you want to see, you want to project the image. So instead of with your eyes closed and then just seeing it, with your eyes open, you want to see, like, if you were, this would be the same thing as if you were just daydreaming and you was having visions and you was daydreaming. It'd be the same exact thing, except now you're doing it intentionally and consciously. So into this flame, you're seeing. I would ask you now, what does protection look like to you? Okay, what does protection look like to you? Or you could see, there's another thing you could do. This is the simple way. Into that candle, see yourself. Now you're seeing yourself in third person. Now you're seeing yourself in third person. Now, see yourself in that candle flame. And then around yourself, it could be a ring of fire of protection. You could have animals, spirit animals, snakes, lions protecting you, guarding you. You could have a black cloak making you invisible, unseen, putting you in the shadows. You're just gonna focus on that. You're just gonna keep visualizing all these things, these protection symbols. You can get some, the helm of all. I know that's a powerful protective symbol, sigil. It's all type of protective symbols. All right, you can put the evil eye on there to throwing shit back for you, because what you're doing is you're affecting your aura now. Okay, with your focus, you're changing you're programming, you're reprogramming your subconscious mind. You're programming your subconscious mind. Okay, as well as the universe as well, because your subconscious is connected to universal collective unconscious, therefore the reality. So your subconscious is what is changing your perception, thus your reality. Okay, does it have to be a black candle for protection? Yes. I think brown, I haven't used brown candles, but black candle, yes. That's the whole science. It's a science to why use a certain color. Because black, like I said, absorbs all colors. So, and if it absorbs all colors, that means it absorbs all energies. See what I'm saying? That's the magic aspect to it. So then, so yeah, you would just see that and keep projecting that image, all those images into that candle. Let it burn down. And remember, the whole time you're holding that crystal as well. Alright. So now the way subconsciously what's gonna happen is some of that energy is gonna go into that crystal. So now all you have to do is keep that crystal on you. After that candle's done, clean the space, throw the incense ash out. You could put the wire down the toilet or pour it out in nature. Pour it across your front door. That's sauce. Pour across that water across your front door, because it'd be protective water. Protect the house like that. That's fire. That's gas. That's sauce. Put some of the water on your third eye. Protect the third eye. Whew, bro. I'm saying when you get the magic, bro, you getting some fucking sauce, boy. Then you got that was gas. Then you got but yeah, keep that crystal on you. All you would have to do after that, just keep the crystal on you, because you literally, that whole ritual itself was consecrating. It was consecrating the crystal, but as well as it was affecting your aura. It was changing your mind, so your mind is gonna now feel secure and safe. Okay. Now, if you check out my video, how to work with your ancestors, I had said visualize, go in meditation and visualize yourself. Or even if you're up right now, the way you need to walk and approach every day is walk like you got 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 ancestors with you. Got the spirits, the deities, the gods, the ancients, they all with you. All the ancestors with you. Right behind me, nigga, I got a whole bunch of niggas behind me. You see these walls. In front of me, there's even more. Okay. And these ain't even, these are our ancestors. These are the dead. Shout out these niggas. But the ancestors are always, they're within, but they're around you as well. Walk like you got 20,000 with you. All right, I'm telling you, your whole approach, your being is gonna be different. Know that you got 20,000 motherfuckers that got your back. It's different, okay? And that's just an approach. Like, cause see, understand, this is a concept in the mind. If you meditate, when you meditate, get into the trance and you meditate on these things, on these concepts, on these symbols, you're implanting things into your mind, therefore changing, reprogramming your mind and your actions, okay? How you see the world. So that's the magic of what it really is hypnosis. That's what it really is. It's self-hypnosis. It's self-hypnosis on a little different, more different level, because it's a little bit deeper when you get into magic. I was saying it's a little bit deeper when you get into magic. I'm saying it's a lot of shit you got going on, but self-hypnosis is essentially what's going on, practically. On the most practical level, that's what's going on in self-hypnosis. I keep repeating myself so I don't forget where we're going with the listeners, because I'm gonna make this a podcast as well. So shout out to podcast listeners. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, wherever you can listen to podcasts. If you're on YouTube, shout out to the YouTube niggas. If you're on SoundCloud, shout out to YouTube. I mean the SoundCloud niggas. Shit. Make sure y'all tap in with me, man. Ace Maceo, all platforms. Ace's Temple on IG. Ace's Temple YouTube. Ace Maceo. For the healing beats, healing frequencies. Meditate to the music, man. Let the music heal you. Because the thing with my beats is, what I'll do is, so what I've started doing recently is make like actual meditation music, but instead of making it just like straight ambient sounds, they're ambient, but it's more melodic. So I'm like combining the elements of my actual beat production, but with sound healing. Okay. And then even with my beat production, the beats, if you listen to the beats, get into that groove, dance. This is with any beat. If you get into a dance, you're gonna go into a trance. If you dance, you're gonna go into a trance. That's facts. But the thing with, when you listen to music, when you going into these trances, you caught up in that groove, you caught up in that trance. The words, the content of the songs is going to program your mind. If you're not conscious already and don't know how to do the alchemy, you are going to get programmed. That is why those niggas that's listening to Youngboy, you know who's listening to Youngboy just by looking at him. Same way, them niggas that's listening to Cardi, you know who they are just by looking at them. It's a certain programming that is going on, okay? And it's because of that trance. Even when you watch anime, you watch your favorite shows, watch favorite movies, there's a certain trance that's going on, a certain communication that's happening subconsciously that you resonate with. That's the thing, is that it's a subconscious resonation, but the level to your understanding and scope of it may not have it, or one is limited. Because see, listening to trap music, listening to the modern music, it's not all bad. Because see, if you're conscious and you do the alchemy of it, you can turn it into power instead of it destroying you. Okay, so if niggas talking about moving bricks, right? Moving bricks, just slap the bitch, right? Like, that's not productive. That's not productive. Now, if a nigga here is moving bricks, another nigga may interpret it as, if he's doing alchemy, he may interpret it as, I'm getting this money. Slap a bitch, I ain't taking no disrespect. Not from no disrespectful woman, is how he may interpret it. Okay? Depends on the alchemist. Depends on the alchemy. Fuck the ops. Shoot the ops. You can make that a whole protection ritual. That ritual I just gave you, if you play some Chief Keef with that, on some with the intention of being a protection, now every time you hear that song, you feel protected. You got a protected aura at that point. That's the science. I started doing magic with, so I recently dropped a beat tape called Elementum, right? And all the tracks are based off the elements, because when you start magic like in traditional magic, they'll say do the lesser banishing ritual, the pentagram, and what you're basically doing is invoking the 4 directions and the elements, right? 4 archangels. I don't do all that shit, right? I do me, man. I do me. All right, so I'll create my own protection, create my own zone. All right, I'm all about that. Now, it's not that shit don't work, because the lesser banishing ritual definitely work. It definitely work. It's definitely essential. What I would do is, what I'm going to do actually is, I'm gonna learn the lesser banishing ritual. I'm actually sit down and learn it. I'm actually sit down and actually decode it, and then I'm gonna make my own version of it. And that's what I hope all of you do. Even when it comes to rituals and stuff, you need to learn how to make your own, because that is when you truly understand it. You can go on TikTok right now and find a money ritual, find a protection ritual, find a cleansing ritual. You can find hella rituals on TikTok or YouTube. But when will you see how to do your own? Okay, that's the thing. And then when one gives you a ritual, pay attention to how do they explain it. Now, if I give you a ritual, I'm telling you right now, if I really give ritual, like on my Patreon, when I start giving rituals on Patreon for real, like the ones I've did, the level of intention and detail, you're gonna be like, okay, this shit, you're gonna see the power. You're gonna be like, okay, I see. Because the understanding and the gnosis of it is a big aspect to it. That is a very big aspect to it. One thing I've learned is with magic, with spirituality, when you understand it more, that's when it makes sense. That's when shit starts being like, starts clicking. Okay, when you in the dark and you lost and shit, you can't manifest nothing if you in the unknown. When I say that, I mean like, if you don't know what you're doing, you have to know what you're doing. You have to understand what is happening. That's why the practical explanation of what is going on must be had as well. Okay, because understand, you can do it subconsciously, you can do it without knowing, but what happens after, you may be like, what the fuck going on? What's all this chaos? What the fuck? You might not be understanding what's really going on. Some shit may be happening with your body, shit may be happening externally. You might be, what the fuck? But so you need just to understand how magic and energy works, especially when you're working with deities, certain deities. Certain deities are chaotic. Certain deities work fast. Angels are a different breed, is the best thing I can say. Angels are a different breed. But yeah, we're definitely gonna be on here talking magic, talking these path workings, these meditations, a lot more, because that's truly what Ace Maceo really do. This is what I do, man. Like I was saying with that Elementum tape, all of those beats are based on elements. If you listen to them, they sound like the element. The first one is spirit. It sounds like motherfucking spirit. Earth sounds like I'm on Earth. Like alien just landed. This is what he needs to be listening to understand the land. Water sound like waves crashing. It's a dance house beat. Motherfuckers dancing. That water, that sacral energy, that sacral healing, essential. Sacral healing, essential. So your sexual energy, your creative energy is in that sacral, around your stomach. So when you're moving your hips, dancing, that's where all your energy pot is. You get that to move around, okay? It gets to disperse. It heals you, makes you more creative, makes you do more. It's a lot. All right, I'm still learning myself. I want you to understand, I do not know everything. I want y'all to know that I do not know everything. I'm still learning myself. I'm learning with y'all. I'm just, I know some things. That's the best way to put it. I know some things for sure. That's the best way to put it. Spirit said, niggas be telling me I need to share my perspective. I need to share how I see things, because I know. They can tell I know. It's time I share it. So, yeah, man, I think that's all tonight, man. Make sure I go listen to Elementum. If you're doing any ritual work, listen to Elementum. What it would do is get you straight into a trance. If you listen intentionally, and when I say listen intentionally, I mean focus. Alright, just focus on it. And when you get in that focus, like when niggas just start grooving to music, that's a form of focus. You're still gonna have thoughts and shit, but that you wanna groove to, you wanna actually get into the music, you wanna feel it. My nigga, right? If you're not listening to music, not even my own music, y'all can do this with any music. When you listen to music, the key to really absorbing it and getting the most out of it is you have to feel it. When you start feeling it, you will dance automatically. You will start moving, because the music is moving. Alright. One last thing. Shout out Brother Panic. Shout out the great God. The GOAT God. It's a concept he had brought forth, and it's another part of the foundation of magic ritual. The mind. 'Cause it's all about understanding the mind and what makes up the mind. Alright. So from Panic, I got this. He explained something called symbology, repetition, and trauma. Okay. And these three things are what control the mind. They make up the mind, your thought patterns and everything, right? So your symbols, seeing certain things, words, hear certain noises, words, certain phrases, they may trigger you, but they're symbols to you. They spawn a certain reaction to you, right? Repetition, that's the time the shit happening. The pattern, repetition. Okay, then you have the trauma. Now the trauma, the way I like to explain trauma in this case is more so the emotion / experience itself. Okay, not necessarily trauma, because there could be good trauma as well. It can have a good ass moment, not just some sad shit. But trauma, we're gonna say just experience. All right, just the experience itself. So when you have symbols, repetition, and trauma / experience, you are programming your mind. That's the key things you need. You need that symbol that's going to anchor. You got the repetition of saying such. Then you have the experience associated with it. Okay, so with the ritual I had gave, that protection ritual, like I said, the symbology, that black candle, the color black. Okay, then the repetition is during the length of that candle melting. Just get a little spell candle. It might take like an hour, or like they got some that's 20 minutes, or you can use like a birthday candle. But if you need to find like a black one, the best advice would be get a black one for that black subconscious symbol. And these are universal as well. I want you to understand that as well. These are universal. But get that candle, then you would have so when you're seeing that visualization, see a ring of fire, see snakes, it could be lions, whatever is protective to you. Okay, whatever is protective to you, and then keep putting that into that candle. So you're going to continuously focus on that. That's a repetitious thought loop going into that candle. All right, and then for experience and trauma, that whole ritual, all that time and energy put into that ritual is the experience, the trauma. And you're putting that into the crystal you were holding. So now whenever you pull out that crystal, you meditate, breathe in through the nose, you're taking the energy from the crystal, you're getting protection energy. See, so that's the symbol, repetition, trauma, experience. Shout out Brother Panic. All right, that's how that works in magic, repetition, and hypnosis, controlling the mind. All right. And then, like I said, the next level to magic on a practical level is the elements. This is my interpretation. This is my formula. Okay, this is how I see it. Okay, with the elements, you have fire. This in this order too. This is how I see it. This is the order I get. Fire, then air, then a water, then earth. You start with the intention. That's the fire, the light, the spark of light. Then the spark. All right, the passion, the wand. All right, that's the fire. Then that is translated into information, into data. That is air. It may come off as senses. It may come off as words that we can see, something that we can see, lines. It's information, data, knowledge. Okay, that's air. Then you have water. That is the feeling. So the actual feeling, the emotion, that level of sense, the intuition, just the inner feeling, right? The flow. Okay. And then you have the earth, which is the actual manifestation, the physical manifestation, the symbol of such intention, because these are all overlaid. Okay, that intention is going to be that in the information, the air, in the knowledge, and that's going to be with the feeling, and that's going to be with the manifestation. So example, let me give you an example of how this works, starting from earth, because naturally I can tie anything on earth to the elements. Anything on earth I can break down elementally. So example, in front of me I have all these pictures of past celebrities and prominent figures. So from my laptop I got XXX, I got Dancing Shiva, and then I got Michael Jackson, and I got Prince, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, Leah, Nipsey. A picture of myself from a guy I met at a private club here in the city, and he did like an intuitive portrait of me. That shit was profound. I got that up here, and then I got a picture of Dick Gregory. And on this other side I got Centamorte, Kali, City Potty, and Ramakrishna, right? So elementally, let me explain this. They're all symbols on earth. Okay, they're all symbols. That's the earth aspect to it. They're all the physical pictures that I can see. The feeling I get from them when I focus on one, that is the connection I have to them. All right, that's where the connecting and the communication starts, or how I feel about them. That's where the connection is. That's what they hear. Then you have the air, the knowledge, the data and information that they have. All right, that they brought forth, what they do, what they have done. Okay. And then you have the intention, which is their energy, their pure energy, their God says, their spirit, their light, their God for tapping into their energy. All right. Now that's elementally, I just broke down with all the pictures, why I have them up, but how I can tap into each of them and get those things. And those things will manifest as power, ability, knowledge, wisdom. Depends how I want to apply it. Depends on the meditation, the path working on the day. Okay. So like if I was to sit here and scrying to, on my other wall over here, I got a picture of Takeoff, Kobe, Virgil, and Malcolm, and Muhammad Ali. So if I was to scry in to like this picture of Takeoff, RIP Takeoff, I would start talking to Takeoff in conversation, because I can see his eyes. First it would start with the eye contact. I would just start with his eyes and go into that eye contact, and then we would start discussing. I would just start talking to him how I'm talking to him, how I was talking to a normal person. Start the discussion. See what I get. See what comes forth. Things I had to go into that trance. So I definitely would sit there and scry into the picture, focus on that picture first. I wouldn't just sit over there and talk to him out of nowhere. Now, unless, because for me, I'll just start hearing spirits, because with them being in my room, someone would just start talking to me. Some of the energy just start talking to me, and they'll just start coming through. So even this video, if I'm pointing at certain ones, that means they trying to say something. They speaking. But when I'm in my room, I'll just hear them. I might get a thought, and then I'll just turn my head in a certain way, and it'll go to one of their pictures, and I'll know, oh, that's where it came from. That's who's talking to me. Feel me? So I'll be in my room, I'll get a thought, and then not intentionally, I'll just subconsciously turn my head and to a picture and be like, oh, that's where that thought came from. Yeah, bro, you missed it all, bro. We've been here 2 hours, G. We've been here 2 hours, G. That's tough. I say scroll back in time. But yeah, that's elementally that part of it. So that's the magic of it. So if you have the 4 elements, practically how I just explained it, the intention, information, knowledge, data, feeling, emotion, tuition, connection, and the symbology, the manifestation of it, plus the symbology itself, the repetition of such, and the trauma experience, you have magic and ritual. That is how, with that formula, with that structure, that is how I'm able to see when rituals are done, whether it be through the news, through events, through religion. Because religion be doing magic the most. You motherfuckers show up let me explain to y'all the ritual of going to church every Sunday. That itself is I call it SRT, symbol repetition trauma, SRT, but it's really symbol repetition and experience. So SRT, CERT, okay. The symbol, Jesus Christ, the cross, the church. The repetition, you're going every week, every Sunday. Okay, Sunday, the Son of Man, Jesus. See, I mean, Son of God, Jesus. But I said Son of Man because he really is. That's the funny part. Creation. He's an egregore. Not real. But the Christ energy is real. I want y'all to understand the Christ energy is real, not Jesus though. It's a big difference. And then you have the Earf, the manifestation of I said we're going SRT, I'm tripping. So I said the symbol is the cross, the church itself. The repetition is going every Sunday. Then the trauma, the experience is the church service, the actual church service itself. The experience of that service. Now you're doing that every Sunday, you're guaranteed to be indoctrinated. You're going to have some programming. Guaranteed. So when you get into this work, you're going to have to release a lot of that, let go a lot of that shit. Even though a lot of sauce, they do be dropping gems in there. I will get them that. A lot of Christians and all the religions, they be dropping a lot of sauce. It's just about the interpreter and the interpretation. So like me right now, I'm at the point I feel like I can go into any book, any system, any religion and pull light out of it. Pull knowledge, power out of it. Because why? I can. Because it's there. Energy is energy. The only restrictions that's there is the restrictions that society tried to place that's really just imaginary, illusionary, because everybody's talking about the same thing. That's the thing. That's the whole point of this shit. That's why everybody's talking about the same shit. They just don't realize it. They don't know. That's why we syncretize. Shout out Joseph Campbell. Shout out Joseph Campbell. If you know, you know. But yeah, man. Anything else? Cause yeah, I definitely want to talk about. I definitely had to get that for that ritual structure. Cause that ritual structure is is essential. I'm telling you, you get them 4 elements plus SRT, fire, air, water, and earth, plus symbols, repetition, and trauma. Gee, you can do any ritual with your mind. I want y'all to understand, you can do shit with your mind. You don't need to even use the altar. You can do it straight with your mind. I just told y'all how to path work and meditate, and even what to use in the meditation. Now, the last gem I'm gonna give before I leave, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, doing it actually doing the ritual is gonna be more powerful. But if you don't have, because some people don't have the means to be able to do so, but if you can, try. I'm telling you, if you have the means, do it with more physical objects, because you're bringing it to, not just in the spiritual world, you're bringing it to the physical world. So it's as above, so below. You're completing that cycle. That's why you do it. That's why you actually do the physical ceremony ritual. That's what you actually do in the flesh. Do the altar work. But you can do it in the mind, because the first change initially is going to be internally. That's going to be the first changes. It's going to be internally. That's where it starts. That's where everything starts, is within. You do not change the world until you change yourself. Remember that. So the fire is within. The fire is within. I was saying, that was funny. But yeah, man, that was the last gem. You can do this in your mind. So you would see the ritual, do the magic all in your mind. See yourself. You need to walk like you have 20,000 ancestors behind you. That's how you need to walk and approach life. Like you got 20,000 ancestors supporting what you do. Really, I'd say is go tap in with your ancestors first and see if they fucking with you, what you doing. Because if you fucked up in life, you really need to be going tapping in with your ancestors, because they trying to put you onto something. When I say fucked up in life, I mean straight chaos. Like you'll know. But the ancestors lead the way and guide the way. All right, ancestors, and then you got your spirit guides, deities, gods, demons, angels. A lot of beings you can work with. A lot of beings that's around us and here with us, within us, around us. But until then, start with the ancestors, and then they will lead you to who you need to work with. Okay, that's just a caution, word of caution, because these energies can be chaotic. Even though in the future we are going to be getting into and discussing and bringing forth these energies, this is where it starts. Okay, this is where it starts. So please go at your own pace, go at your discretion. Tap in with your team. Follow what resonates. And do your research. I am not your soul teacher. I am not your savior. I'm just bringing forth some of what I know. I bring even more on my Patreon. Definitely gotta tap in with the Patreon. And yeah, I think I'm about to slide out of here, man. Subscribe to my YouTube's Ace Temple, Ace Maceo. I'm trying to come back and do a video podcast on from like this every week. Even from this video, I don't know how much of it is going to be on Patreon, how much is going to be out in public. I know the first part about pathwork and meditation is, but the second part about the magic and shit, that is for those who seek. But if the ancients say it's time for it to come out to light, so be it. But you'll see. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, Ace's Temple. Decodes, book studies, tarot readings, chaotic communications, doing it all. Videos from the occult community, Ace's Temple, on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow, subscribe everywhere. Then also subscribe to Ace Maceo. You can find me on all streaming platforms too. Yeah, listen to my healing music. Listen to in your meditations. You can heal your chakras. They're tuned to the esophageal frequencies, which are tuned to the different chakras, so they work and heal and empower each of them different energy centers. So definitely tap in to those, work with those if you so choose in May, and tap in. Let the spirit come forth, man. Let spirit talk to you. Let the spirit talk. I just put out a beat called Raise the Dead. And when you listen to this beat, what it will do, especially if you listen with focus and intention, it will connect you with your ancestors, with the dead. It will connect you with the dead in general, but it will for sure connect you with your ancestors, as well as it will send them energy. That energy is your intention and your focus that you'll give to that beat. All right, understand, music through that loop, through that cycle, is a portal. That's all I'm gonna leave for now. Until next time.